Have you ever felt overwhelmed by the constant pressure to consume more and more? In today's fast-paced world, it's easy to get caught up in the whirlwind of materialism, where happiness seems tied to what we own rather than how we live. But what if I told you that there's a more fulfilling path? This video will explore the profound benefits of embracing a slower, more intentional way of life, a journey that many have found leads to deeper happiness and true contentment. Throughout this video, we will delve into the transformative power of simplifying your surroundings and the emotional weight that comes with decluttering your life. You'll hear personal stories that highlight the freedom found in letting go of excess, as well as practical tips for resisting the pull of consumerism that surrounds us. We'll discuss how stepping away from the relentless chase for the latest gadget or trend can open up space for meaningful experiences and relationships that truly enrich our lives. Stay tuned to discover how living simply can enhance your well-being, prioritize your health, and lead to financial freedom. You'll gain insights on how to appreciate the little things in life, fostering a deeper connection with yourself and the world around you. By the end of this video, you'll be inspired to reflect on your journey, consider the legacy you want to leave behind, and embrace a lifestyle that prioritizes peace over possessions. So, if you're ready to reclaim your life from the clutches of consumer culture and find joy in the simplicity of existence, make sure to watch until the end. Your path to a more fulfilling life starts now. If you are not subscribed, I recommend subscribing and activating the notification bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support means a lot to me, and if you enjoyed this video, you can help me continue spreading the valuable lessons by liking and sharing it. If you like the topic of this video, please comment 1. If you don't, please comment 0 to let me know how I can improve and make better videos for you. Now, let's begin. 1. Introduction. In today's world, it often feels like time slips through our fingers at an ever-quickening pace. We are surrounded by a culture that prizes speed and demands constant consumption, nudging us to race through life without pause, to always seek the next big thing. We are reminded daily, almost hourly, that to live fully means to keep up, to acquire, to accumulate. Yet, there is another path, a path that many of us find calling us as we grow older. The path of the slow life. Embracing the slow life is not just a decision. It's a conscious commitment to step away from a culture that so often equates self-worth with wealth and peace with possessions. It's a gentle shift, but one that carries profound power for those of us who, after decades of change, now yearn for something quieter, something deeper. Reflecting on this choice, we may begin to realize how our understanding of value itself has changed with time. In our youth, we were immersed in a world that seemed to celebrate material gain above all else. Society taught us that success could be measured by what we own. Advertisements promised us happiness wrapped in beautiful packaging, and the message was always the same. The more we spent, the more we'd become. Owning the latest car or the most fashionable clothes would somehow complete us. This relentless push to accumulate fed our dreams, shaping our aspirations and subtly leading us to believe that wealth could be a source of fulfillment, as though happiness could be bought with each new purchase. But as the years pass, many of us come to see through this illusion. With experience and age, we gain a new perspective on what truly matters. We begin to understand that happiness doesn't come from things. The possessions we once treasured start to seem like unnecessary weight, while the moments, memories, and relationships we've nurtured feel like precious treasures. The fabric of modern society may be woven from threads of consumerism, each fiber carefully designed to tempt us into buying more, owning more, and consuming more. It makes us feel that we are part of this world only if we continuously contribute to its cycle of consumption, purchasing items that are sold to us as the keys to happiness. But do they truly make us happy? Deep within, many of us know the answer. For those of us who remember a time when life was simpler, when joy could be found in a good conversation, a stroll through nature, or a quiet afternoon with a loved one, this relentless push to consume can feel overwhelming. It's as if the world has become louder, faster, more demanding. The things we once thought essential no longer hold the same appeal. And here lies the beauty of aging. We can choose to step back. We are no longer bound by the need to prove ourselves through possessions or outward success. We are free to breathe, to pause, and to choose a different pace, one that aligns with what truly brings us peace. There is a quiet rebellion in this decision, a decision to move slower, to embrace the richness of each day without feeling pressured to keep up. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 1 below to let me know that you are still here with me. Embracing a slower life allows us to savor what often goes unnoticed in the hustle of modern life. The warmth of a sunset, the laughter of a friend, the satisfaction of a job well done. These simple joys become the essence of living, moments that fill our hearts more than any possession could. We have reached a time in life when we are finally able to see that what truly matters cannot be bought. We can reconnect with our innermost selves, grounding ourselves in simplicity and mindfulness. It's a gift that comes with age, the freedom to step off the consumer treadmill and immerse ourselves in a world of our own making, where the pace is gentle and life's true pleasures can be fully experienced. This choice to live slower is not about abandoning the world. It's about choosing how we engage with it. It's about reclaiming our lives from a system that constantly seeks to sell us happiness and discovering, perhaps for the first time, that contentment was never for sale. We are free to live intentionally, finding joy in simplicity, meaning in presence, and peace in the acceptance of life's quiet moments. To slow down is to resist the pressure to be something or someone we're not. It's a return to what's real, what's meaningful, and what has always been within our reach. As we embrace the slow life, we create space for reflection, gratitude, and for the relationships that truly nourish us. For those who choose this path, life becomes not about keeping up with others, but about living fully, deeply, and authentically. It's a choice to be present, to experience each day without the constant hum of more. And in doing so, we may just find that in this slower, simpler way of living, we're closer to happiness than we ever thought possible. There's a profound beauty in embracing this slower life, a life not driven by accumulation but by connection, experience, and a quiet contentment that cannot be found on any store shelf. 2. Clearing out clutter. A personal journey. Let me share a story that transformed not only my living space but also my entire perspective on life. Many years ago, I made a choice that would change everything. I decided to downsize. I sold the large home I had built so many memories, filled with countless rooms, cabinets, and closets stuffed with things I'd collected over the years. I exchanged all of that space for something much smaller, a narrowboat. Now, if you're familiar with narrowboats, you know that they are charming but incredibly compact. 50 feet long and less than 7 feet wide, a narrowboat doesn't allow for clutter or unnecessary items. Moving into one meant I had to make some of the hardest decisions of my life about what I would take with me and what I would let go. It felt, in many ways, like stepping into a new life. At first, I was overwhelmed. Looking around at all my belongings, I felt the weight of each item pressing down on me. Where would I even begin? Boxes were stacked high with possessions I hadn't touched in years, and every drawer was filled with things I didn't even remember owning. The kitchen alone was a maze of forgotten gadgets and gizmos. 5 coffee makers, just sitting there, untouched for who knows how long. And then there were the sentimental items, the trinkets, the keepsakes, the gifts from family and friends, each carrying a memory and a moment. Letting go of these things felt like I was somehow erasing parts of my life. I wrestled with the guilt, with the fear that by discarding these objects, I was losing a part of myself. But I knew I couldn't bring everything with me. So, I took a deep breath and decided to start. Slowly, I began sorting through each item, asking myself tough questions. Did I need this? Did it add meaning or purpose to my life? Or was it just weighing me down? Some things were easy to part with, others were painful. Yet, with each item I placed in the let-go pile, I felt a small shift within me. It was as if a light was breaking through, illuminating parts of me that had been hidden beneath the layers of things I had held onto for so long. As I continued, something extraordinary began to happen. The more I let go, the lighter I felt, not just physically, but emotionally and spiritually. I realized that I was shedding more than just material possessions. I was letting go of past versions of myself, old dreams, and outdated expectations. Each box I donated, each item I sold, was like releasing a piece of emotional weight I didn't need anymore. I had been holding on to these things out of habit, out of fear of letting go, but as they left my life, I found a new kind of freedom. Moving into that small space became a symbol of liberation. It was as if I was stepping out of my past and into a future filled with possibility, unburdened by things that no longer served me. Living in that narrow boat with only the essentials was more than just a change in my living arrangement. It was a profound transformation in how I viewed my life. I found a peace I hadn't known before, a stillness and contentment that came from having only what I truly needed. There was room to breathe, to move, to live fully without feeling encumbered by the weight of so many possessions. It reminded me of Atlas shrugging off the weight of the sky, feeling unburdened and alive again. With fewer things around me, I found that I could appreciate each item more deeply. The few things I chose to keep became treasures, items that brought joy rather than clutter. Each day, I would wake up and feel the calmness of simplicity surrounding me. It was a sense of peace I hadn't experienced in years, and it all started with the decision to let go. And here's the part I want to share with you. Even if you're not moving, even if you're not downsizing to a tiny space, you can still experience this freedom. Take a day, or even just an hour, to go through your home. Look at what fills your kitchen cabinets, what's piled up in your closet, and what's gathering dust in your garage. Pick up each item and ask yourself, does this add value to my life? Does it bring me joy or serve a purpose? Or is it simply taking up space? You might find, as I did, that a lot of what you own no longer serves you, that it has simply become part of the background noise in your life. And here's the surprising truth. By letting go of the excess, by clearing out the clutter, you'll open up space not just in your home, but in your mind and heart as well. You might find yourself feeling lighter, as if a weight has been lifted that you didn't even know was there. Simplifying your surroundings has a powerful way of clearing mental and emotional space too. When you're not constantly surrounded by things, you find it easier to focus on what matters. You feel less scattered and more at ease. So take that first step. Start with just one drawer, one shelf, and one box, and see where it takes you. As you let go, you might just discover a freedom you never knew you were missing. Embrace the calm, the simplicity, and the unexpected joy of traveling lighter through life. The journey to clearing out clutter isn't just about making space in your home. It's about making room in your life for the things that truly matter. 3. Embracing capitalism with caution. Let's be clear. I'm not fundamentally against capitalism. On the contrary, I see its merits and even embrace many aspects of it. Capitalism has undeniably driven progress, igniting creativity and innovation in ways few systems have. It has enabled individuals to dream, take risks, and turn those dreams into businesses that offer real value to society. Think about the small business owner who pours their heart into creating a product. Someone who wakes up early, kneads dough with dedication, and bakes bread from scratch. That bread, sold for a bit more than it cost to make, represents honest work, value added, and most importantly, a piece of their soul and effort. I'm more than willing to pay for that kind of craftsmanship and care, knowing the money is going to support someone's livelihood, fuel their passion, and keep that cycle of creativity and service going. But here's where things get complicated. Capitalism has a darker side, a tendency to tip into excess if we aren't careful. As much as it drives innovation, it can also feed endless consumption, pushing us to acquire more and more without ever really asking if these things add value to our lives. We start buying not for need or joy, but for the fleeting thrill, the temporary rush of owning something new. And the system encourages this. Ads are everywhere, enticing us with promises of happiness, belonging, and success, all through material goods. It's a subtle but powerful cycle, one that pulls us in and makes us believe that the next big purchase will bring satisfaction. But as soon as we get what we want, Another product is waiting to take its place, and we find ourselves wanting again. This constant drive to accumulate doesn't just empty our wallets. It empties us emotionally, too. As we mature, there often comes a profound shift in perspective. We started to realize that the things we once thought we needed, the newest phone, the latest car, the most stylish clothes, weren't truly necessary. All these material possessions, as exciting as they seemed at the moment, lose their shine over time. They can end up cluttering our lives, filling our spaces but never truly filling our hearts. I think we eventually come to see that life is richer and more meaningful when we stop chasing every new trend and start investing our energy in things that don't have a price tag. What matters, and what we truly hold on to, are the experiences that shape us, the relationships that sustain us, and the moments of quiet peace where we can reflect on who we are and what we value. It's those dinners with loved ones, the spontaneous road trips, the laughter shared in the simplest of settings that stay with us. And none of these can be bought or sold. They're built through presence, patience, and genuine connection, things that can't be commodified or advertised. So, while capitalism has its beauty, it must be balanced with a heartfelt awareness. We need to approach it with a sense of purpose, choosing to consume thoughtfully and appreciating that fulfillment comes not from what we own but from who we are and the people we share our lives with. In the end, it's not about having it all but about having what truly matters. 4. Living simply in a complex world. In today's fast-paced world, choosing to live simply is more than just a lifestyle change. It's a deliberate act of defiance against a culture that equates self-worth with material wealth and success with constant busyness. Society often tells us that happiness lies in the next purchase, the next promotion, or the next possession. Many people find themselves on this relentless treadmill, always racing toward the next acquisition, the next achievement, or the next fleeting moment of satisfaction. But what if we dared to step off this treadmill? What if, instead of running after more, we chose to slow down, live with intention, and savor the life we already have? Choosing simplicity means opting out of a life that revolves around accumulation. When you live with less clutter, less haste, less superficiality, you make room for something far more valuable: peace of mind, fulfillment, and an appreciation for life's quieter moments. At first, this choice may feel isolating. You might feel like an outsider, questioning your decisions as you watch others pursue the lives society deems successful. But in embracing simplicity, you unlock a beautiful freedom and richness that few experience. Living simply means stripping away distractions, removing the noise, and opening yourself to what truly matters: the warmth of the sun on your skin, the gentle rustling of leaves carried by the breeze, or the simple joy of a morning walk with nothing on your mind but the rhythm of your footsteps. This choice to live with less can be a revelation. Without the need to constantly acquire, you find a new appreciation for the life you're already living. You begin to notice the beauty of everyday moments that once seemed ordinary but now feel extraordinary in their simplicity. This slow living is intimate, a connection to the present that modern life so often drowns out. Rather than striving to build a life of status, wealth, or possessions, you're investing in something timeless. A life rich in purpose, experiences, and true contentment. Imagine the freedom that comes with knowing you have enough, and that you are enough, without needing validation from the world around you. Living simply doesn't mean you're giving up enjoyment or depriving yourself of life's pleasures. Rather, it means choosing joy that is lasting rather than fleeting. By carefully selecting what adds true value to your life, you're no longer weighed down by things that don't. It's about finding joy in small, meaningful choices, like sharing a meal with loved ones, taking the time to nurture relationships, or spending a quiet evening with a good book. With simplicity, the richness of these experiences deepens, and you find yourself focusing on what genuinely brings you happiness rather than what others think should bring you happiness. Of course, choosing a simpler path can come with its challenges. Friends and family may not understand why you don't strive for the same material goals, and you may feel like an outsider in a world that prioritizes consumption. You may feel the tug of societal expectations, wondering if you're missing out or falling behind. But over time, The sense of peace and clarity you gain by slowing down will begin to outweigh these doubts. You'll come to understand that true fulfillment isn't about acquiring more. It's about creating a life that resonates with your values, desires, and purpose. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 2 below to let me know that you are still here with me. The journey toward simplicity is a journey inward. It invites you to question your motivations, discern what truly adds value to your life, and release what doesn't. This path isn't about following a set formula, but rather cultivating an awareness of what you need and don't need to feel genuinely fulfilled. You'll find that you start to value experiences over things, memories over mementos, and connections over collections. In doing so, you're not just living differently. You're living more deeply, tuning into the essence of what makes life beautiful and meaningful. The beauty of the simple life lies in its profound rewards: a greater sense of purpose, stronger relationships, a deep connection to the present moment, and, above all, a quiet contentment that no amount of possessions could ever bring. While the world around you may remain chaotic and complex, you'll carry a sense of calm and assurance within you, a knowing that you are exactly where you need to be, with exactly what you need. In a world fixated on more, you'll discover that having less can lead to a life that is not only richer but also truer to who you are. Simplicity is a journey, a gentle shedding of unnecessary layers until you are left with only what matters most. And while it may not look impressive to others, it holds a depth and peace that no material wealth can provide. 5. Appreciating the little things. As we journey through life and reach a certain age, our sense of joy begins to shift in beautiful, unexpected ways. The things that once held a magnetic pull, like grand adventures, big gatherings, or flashy experiences, may no longer have the same appeal. Instead, we find ourselves drawn to something softer, subtler, a happiness that is quieter yet infinitely deeper. It's a joy that springs from the little things, the moments so small they might have gone unnoticed in our youth, swept away by the busyness and noise of daily life. Yet now, these simple moments are everything. Imagine the quiet pleasure of waking up early, feeling the first cool light of morning spilling through the window. You wrap your hands around a warm cup of tea, savoring each sip, feeling its gentle warmth spread through you. There's no rush, no need to be anywhere but here. This moment alone feels like a gift. Or think of those treasured hours spent with loved ones, not doing anything remarkable by the world's standards. Perhaps just sharing stories from the past or laughing together over an old joke that never grows old. The sound of their laughter, the light in their eyes, the comfortable silence between words. These moments become sacred, treasures that fill the heart more profoundly than any grand spectacle ever could. And then, there are those quiet, meditative moments spent in nature. Sitting on a bench or standing by the window, watching the birds gather at the feeder or the leaves dance in the wind. You may never have noticed these things when you were younger, but now, the sight of a bird taking flight or the gentle rustling of the trees feels like a beautiful, intimate conversation with the world. It's as if nature itself is inviting you to pause, breathe, and remember that life's truest joys are often free. When we step away from the whirl of consumerism and the constant pressure to have more, buy more, and be more, we begin to see life with fresh eyes. Suddenly, value isn't measured in material possessions or things we can flaunt. Instead, it's found in experiences, in feelings, in the priceless moments that bring us peace and grounding. Maybe you decide to start a small garden, your hands sinking into the earth as you plant flowers or vegetables. There's something magical about watching life grow from a tiny seed, the satisfaction of nurturing it day by day, knowing that soon you'll be able to harvest something you tended with your own hands. It's a connection that goes beyond the physical. It touches the soul. Or perhaps you dust off a book you always meant to read, opening its pages as though rediscovering an old friend, losing yourself in the story as the hours slip by unnoticed. You might even revisit an old hobby, something you once loved but set aside in the frenzy of life. Painting, knitting, woodworking, music. These pursuits aren't about achieving anything or impressing anyone. They're about the pure, quiet joy of creation, the satisfaction that comes from expressing a piece of yourself. By removing the distractions of constant consumption, we create space for these simple joys. We start to realize that we don't need the latest gadget, the fanciest clothes, or the next big thrill to feel fulfilled. These material possessions fade, but the joy of sipping that tea, sharing a laugh, or watching a sunset lingers and sustains us. In these precious, unhurried moments, we rediscover what it means to truly live, not by the standards of society but by the quiet call of our hearts. And in these small, mindful moments, we find a richness that no material thing could ever replace. A richness that fills us, nourishes us, and reminds us that life's greatest treasures are not bought or sold. They are felt. They are remembered. And they are carried within us, like little lights, illuminating the beauty of slow, intentional living. This is the gift of aging, a life that is fuller, deeper, and richer in meaning than we could have ever imagined. 6. Resisting the pull of consumerism. Let's be brutally honest. The pull of consumerism is not just strong, it's relentless. Everywhere we look, something is enticing, something new, promising to add value or excitement to our lives. Even after making a heartfelt commitment to live a slower, simpler life, those temptations keep creeping in, testing our resolve. It's almost as if society is designed to make us crave what we don't have. Advertisements scream at us from billboards, social media is filled with influencers flaunting the latest trends, and emails flood our inboxes, urging us to buy now before the deal is gone. And let's not forget that all too familiar feeling of browsing an online store like Amazon, mindlessly scrolling through pages, filling our virtual cart with things we don't need. It's almost like we're hypnotized by the allure of newness, that fleeting thrill of adding something fresh to our lives, even if it's just a gadget or a piece of clothing we might wear once. But what is this urge fulfilling? If we're honest, the excitement of buying something new fades almost as quickly as it came. What's left is often just clutter, things that fill our space and drain our wallets without bringing any lasting joy or meaning. Consumerism has this sneaky way of convincing us that we're lacking something, that with just one more purchase, we'll feel complete, satisfied, or more whole. Yet, once the novelty wears off, we're right back where we started, still searching, still unfulfilled. But here's the heartening truth. With time and intentional practice, we can learn to resist these urges. Breaking free from the cycle of mindless consumption is like building any other habit. It takes patience, small steps, and a lot of self-compassion. Start by setting little challenges for yourself. Try going a day without buying anything you don't truly need. You might notice how challenging it can be at first to resist those little urges, those moments when you think, oh, it's just a coffee, or I'll just check this one sale. But once you make it through that first day, you'll feel a small, powerful victory. Then, aim for 2 days, then maybe a week. Imagine the freedom of a week without impulsive buys, where you're not adding more to your life but instead appreciating what's already there. In this journey, you'll start to notice subtle changes. The craving for more starts to quiet down. You begin to see the things you already have with fresh eyes, appreciating their value, their utility, and even the memories they hold. You'll discover a quiet joy in owning less, in not being tied down by the endless pursuit of the next must-have item. And with this shift comes a profound sense of peace. The space once filled with stuff you didn't need opens up to other things. Time for hobbies, energy for meaningful experiences, and even a few more precious moments of rest. So, the next time you feel that pull to buy something, ask yourself, do I need this? Will this bring me lasting happiness, or is it just filling a temporary void? Over time, you'll find that you no longer feel the constant itch to consume. Instead, you'll experience a deep satisfaction with what you already own, and, more importantly, with who you are. This is the true gift of resisting consumerism. The freedom to live a life filled not with possessions, but with purpose, presence, and genuine contentment. 7. Filling the void with meaningful activities. Filling the void with meaningful activities is one of the most transformative choices we can make in life. When we step away from the endless cycle of buying, accumulating, and spending, something remarkable happens. We create a newfound space, both in our homes and in our hearts. This space, once occupied by things, becomes a blank canvas, an invitation to add experiences, connections, and moments that truly resonate. Imagine the peace of a morning stroll through a quiet park, where each step feels like a small gift to yourself, a moment to breathe and reconnect with nature. Or perhaps you'll pick up a craft that your hands have longed to return to, knitting, painting, woodworking, whatever it may be, something that reminds you of the joy in creation rather than consumption. This is a chance to dive into those forgotten passions that once brought you joy but were set aside amid life's hustle. For some, it may mean reconnecting with family, especially the younger generations. Picture the warmth of spending a cozy afternoon sharing stories with your grandchildren, each memory you pass on becoming a part of their legacy. In these precious moments, you're not just recounting tales. You're imparting values, wisdom, and love. These conversations are priceless. They create bonds and memories that far outweigh any material possessions. By filling this void with purpose-driven activities, you'll notice a shift within yourself. Each day, you'll feel a renewed sense of fulfillment and peace, knowing that you're dedicating your time to things that feed your soul and lift your spirit. These simple, meaningful activities don't demand a financial investment, only the desire to find joy in the experiences that surround us. Embracing this path offers a level of happiness that buying things simply cannot provide, and you'll realize that, in the end, the most valuable things in life can never be purchased. 8. The challenges of living differently. Embracing a slow, simple life in today's fast-paced world can feel like a constant uphill battle. Every step toward a more intentional existence is met with resistance, not only from those around you but from deep within yourself. We've been shaped, almost molded, to equate success and happiness with material wealth and visible achievements. Letting go of that deeply ingrained belief can be unsettling, even frightening. It's as though we're being asked to unlearn everything we were taught about what it means to make it in this world. Society's relentless message of consumption is powerful because it serves those who benefit from our endless spending and perpetual striving for more. To step outside this system is to challenge a well-oiled machine, and that challenge is daunting, even isolating. You may find yourself standing alone, feeling misunderstood by those closest to you. Friends and family may continue to chase a lifestyle that no longer resonates with your heart and values, leaving you to wonder if you're the one who's out of sync. But hold on to hope. This discomfort, though real, is temporary, and its grip will loosen over time. The reward for daring to live simply is a profound sense of peace and fulfillment, a life aligned with who you truly are rather than what society expects you to be. Choosing this path isn't for the faint of heart. It requires courage, patience, and resilience. But every small step toward simplicity frees you, helping you shed the weight of others' expectations. You will learn to find joy not in what you own, but in how deeply you live. Yes, it's hard, and yes, you will have moments of doubt, but trust in the journey. For all its challenges, it's worth every effort you make. The clarity, inner peace, and freedom that come with living true to yourself are rewards that no amount of wealth or approval could ever replace. 9. Financial freedom through simplicity. Imagine a life where financial worries take a back seat, replaced by a profound sense of freedom and contentment. This is one of the greatest gifts that a slower, simpler life can offer. When we start letting go of the constant urge to buy, to accumulate, to fill our lives with things that, in the end, often add little value, we start gaining control over our finances. Each purchase you choose not to make, each trend you choose to pass up, adds a small but powerful layer of security and peace to your life. The beauty of simplicity lies not in the things you deny yourself, but in the meaningful experiences you make room for. With each dollar saved, you open doors to what truly matters. Imagine having the resources to travel and connect deeply with family and friends, creating memories that far outlast the fleeting satisfaction of material items. Picture yourself investing in your well-being, choosing to prioritize your health, both physical and mental, knowing that you're building a future of longevity and vitality. Or envision the quiet peace of a financial cushion, something that will support you through unexpected challenges and offer you comfort as you grow older. Living simply is not about sacrifice. It's about reclaiming your time, your energy, and your resources. By reducing the financial burden of maintaining a lifestyle filled with possessions, you're able to redirect your efforts toward what brings genuine joy and fulfillment. The profound realization is that you may not need as much income as you once thought to live a richly satisfying life. Instead, the path to a fulfilled life is paved not with more things, but with moments of connection, health, and personal peace. Choosing simplicity gives you the financial freedom to live intentionally, to savor each day without the weight of constant financial pressure, and to truly enjoy the fruits of all your hard work. 10. Reflecting on life's journey. As we move through the seasons of life, reflection becomes more than just a passing thought. It becomes a sacred ritual, a chance to revisit who we were and who we've become. Each choice we make, each memory we hold, and each lesson learned adds a layer of depth and meaning to our story. With age, I've found that living slowly, with intention and simplicity, opens up a profound space within us for this reflection, making it richer, more impactful, and genuinely healing. When I look back on my journey, I'm struck by what truly endures. It's not the things I didn't buy, the trends I left untouched, or the fleeting standards I chose to ignore. No, what I treasure most are those moments spent in the company of loved ones, feeling the warmth of connection. It's the quiet instances of joy, those small but powerful flashes of peace that flow effortlessly from living a life aligned with my truest values. Yes, I've made my share of mistakes, moments I stumbled, choices that seemed misguided in hindsight. But even those missteps have become cherished parts of my path, each one teaching me something invaluable. I wouldn't change a single thing, not even the hardships, because every twist and turn has shaped me, softened me, and grounded me. This path I've chosen, a life less cluttered, less consumed by material pursuits, and more filled with meaning, has gifted me a level of contentment that far outweighs anything possessions could ever offer. It's a contentment that doesn't come from what I own, but from how I live, breathe, and connect with the world around me. In the end, it's the intangible treasures, love, peace, purpose, that make this journey so profoundly worthwhile. As I reflect, I feel an overwhelming sense of gratitude for the choice to live slowly, to savor deeply, and to fill my days with what truly matters. 11. Leaving a legacy of simplicity. As we journey toward the later stages of life, a quiet, reflective question often settles in our hearts. What will I leave behind? How will I be remembered? For me, it's not about leaving behind grand estates, stocks, or jewelry gathering dust. Instead, I hope that my legacy reflects the values that have been the heartbeat of my life. Simplicity, mindfulness, and a genuine love for the small, precious moments that many overlook. I want my children and grandchildren to remember not the things I owned, but the way I embraced life. I want them to see that happiness is not in the endless pursuit of more, but in the humble joy of enough. In laughter shared around the dinner table, in the warmth of a loved one's hug, in the quiet peace that comes from a sunset walk. If they can see that my contentment came from appreciating life's simple gifts, perhaps they'll carry that lesson with them. I dream they'll find their ways to live meaningfully and love deeply, with hearts grounded in simplicity and gratitude. And if, in the end, they remember me as someone who truly cherished life's little treasures, then I will have left them with a priceless gift. That, I believe, is the legacy that matters most, a legacy that I hope will gently guide them, long after I am gone, to their paths of peace, fulfillment, and profound joy. 12. Prioritizing health and well-being in the slow life. As we grow older, there's a profound realization that settles in health truly becomes one of the most precious pillars of a fulfilling life. In a world that seems to value relentless productivity, material accumulation, and the constant pursuit of more, it's easy, sometimes too easy, to forget about nurturing ourselves, to lose sight of what makes us truly feel well and alive. But living a slower life invites us back to ourselves, reminding us to prioritize our health, both physical and mental, and to honor our needs with the care they deserve. It allows us the gift of time to pause, to rest, to truly listen to our bodies and souls. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 3 below to let me know that you are still here with me. When we slow down, we start noticing things we may have ignored before. We become more attuned to the gentle signals our bodies send us, letting us know when we need rest, when we crave movement, and when we need to nourish ourselves not only with wholesome food but also with enriching experiences. This isn't just about health in a physical sense. It's about tending to our mental well-being, understanding our emotional rhythms, and embracing a holistic approach to wellness. How beautiful it is to be in tune with ourselves in this way. One of the most rewarding parts of a slow life is the ability to connect deeply with nature. Imagine regularly taking calming walks in a quiet park, feeling the earth beneath your feet, or simply sitting in your garden with the warmth of the sun on your face. Studies reveal what many of us know intuitively, that time in nature is healing. It lowers our stress levels, eases our blood pressure, sharpens our minds, and fills us with a sense of peace that is hard to find elsewhere. There's something so grounding about being part of the natural world, a reminder that life doesn't have to be a constant rush. In the embrace of a slower life, health ceases to be something we consider only when we're forced to. It becomes a central focus, a treasured commitment. Without the relentless pressure to keep up with the breakneck pace of modern life, we can focus on what truly matters, our well-being. We're gifting ourselves the opportunity to live more fully, to be present with those we love, and to savor the moments that make life rich and meaningful. This is how we nourish our quality of life, not just for today but for all the years that await us. As we come to the end of this journey into the beauty of slow living and the importance of prioritizing our health and well-being, take a moment to reflect. What resonated most with you? What have you learned from this exploration of a slower, more intentional life? We'd love to hear from you. Please share in the comments one thing you've learned today and are inspired to bring into practice in your own life. If you enjoyed this video, please leave your comment below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Together, let's continue embracing a life that celebrates health, peace, and meaningful moments. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.